Everybody, thank you very much for joining. Actually, I was on vacation back home, so I was not able to have any class while I was in Pakistan. And today, the thing which I want to discuss is about some because there are so many questions people ask about what to do to progress in their careers. Okay, and more importantly is that majority people, they don't have the correct information, so it makes life difficult for them because they are relying on half information and they don't counter check it, and they believe whatever they hear. Okay, so first of all, I will start with this point that majority of right now we have people across different countries. Okay, so some of the in some of the countries, the degree program which they are doing is called as exit program. Like, they are doing all the training, all the requirements, they fulfill it, and then they appear in the exam. At the end of that exam, they are not needing any further training, and they are considered as consultant or specialist in their specialty. Okay, back in Pakistan, the system is like that. India system is like that. I suppose in Egypt is also like that. In Saudi Arabia, almost it's like that. Okay, in some countries there is like UK, Ireland, and some other European countries. So I will focus at the moment about UK and Ireland. So in the UK and Ireland, the system is that the training is separate and exam is separate. Okay, so there are so many different societies, different colleges which are offering different exams. They have variable eligibility criteria, and they are focusing on, like, in their countries like UK and Ireland, training is separate, and when you finish the training, they give you the certificate of completion of specialty training, CCST. Okay, and in between you have to pass the exam, or there are like different steps which you have to follow through their training program. Okay, so exam is only a step in it. Separately, exam is nothing. Like, exam at its own is nothing. Exam is just like they say that, okay, you have passed the exam, now you are eligible for the training. Like, it's like that. Okay, so people back in Pakistan or some countries, they think that if they pass certain FRCA or FCAI or EDAIC or EDRA, or there is a long list of exams which are being offered, but actually these exams are just a garnishing on the main dish. Separately, it's nothing. Like, if you are trying to become a consultant in that country, UK or Ireland, you need not only the exam, you have to finish the completion of this CCST. Okay, there is another pathway both in UK and Ireland, that is equivalence pathway. Okay, so majority of people who migrate from Pakistan, or some people from Egypt or other countries, they actually are focusing on the equivalence pathway. Okay, because relatively it is in their reach. Okay, and it's easier because it's not possible for everyone to get the training position. Okay, so this is what they focus, and they they initially start the job as registrar, and then they according to their performance and according to their job place, they are being offered training, or they apply for the equivalence. For equivalence, there is a big set of requirements which they offer. There is CSER pathway, CSER paper, certificate of equivalence of specialty registrar, or some abbreviation similar to like that. Okay, so this is the for both countries, UK and Ireland, exams separate as nothing. You have to do the training. Okay, before, when there was not much saturation, even in Saudi Arabia, some of the people who don't have the proper training certificate, they become consultant. But now in recent years, and in specific high quality hospitals where there is the credentialing is very high. Like in one of them I worked, it was King Faisal Specialist Hospital and Research Center, one of the best hospitals in the world, not only in Saudi Arabia or Gulf or Middle East. It's one of the best in the world. Its ranking is among the top 70 or 75 hospitals. Okay, so like if people from Pakistan or even other countries, I'm trying to address all of you. If they want to become consultant in Saudi Arabia, they will be consultant even in the lesser academics or lesser qualifications. But if they want to become a consultant in high class hospitals like National Guards Hospital, Ministry of Defense, military hospitals, or autonomous university hospitals, the only eligibility as consultant in Saudi Arabia is not enough. I will try to answer the other questions. Anyone, if want to ask any question, they can raise the hand. So I'm coming back to UK and Ireland because recently there is some change in the GMC registration for the people who apply from Pakistan, because before that FCPS, our fellowship FCPS was giving us exemption from PLAB, just like it's still there for Irish exam, that is PRES, PRES, pre-registration eligibility, something like that. Okay, so if you want to proceed your career in UK or Ireland, the first thing is to get registered in that country, either in UK by GMC and in Ireland by Irish Medical Council. Okay, so this is the first step. Then you will get the registrar job, even if you have whatever qualification you have. If you have about some certain period of experience, they will take you. If you have lesser experience, they will take you as senior house officer, that is SHO, and then after some time they will take you as registrar according to the need. Becoming consultant on the basis of equivalence is easier, relatively easier. I'm not saying that it is easy like anything, but it's easier in UK as compared to Ireland. Ireland training, actually in Ireland training is banned for non-Irish people. In Ireland you can become consultant only by equivalence pathway, and that one is also very lengthy as compared to UK. In UK, if you have all the guts and you have good communication skills, you are able to impress your consultants while you are working, then becoming consultant is easier in UK. That's why if someone asks whether we should go for UK or Ireland, still UK is much better than Ireland. Okay, because in UK it's a bigger country as compared to Ireland, more opportunities. And another difference, I told you that you can become consultant easier in UK as compared to Ireland. Okay, and another difference is that in Ireland they have certain rules. You cannot do locum unless you are Irish national. So the job opportunity to earn is more in UK as compared to Ireland. Okay, and because Ireland is a smaller country and small market as compared to UK, so that's why maybe you are you will be having more difficulty in completing the rotations as compared to in UK, because in UK you will have more opportunities, bigger country, more hospitals. So that's what I know, because I have not worked neither in UK nor in Ireland. I just have the degrees and qualifications. I don't work there. Okay, but I am in touch with the people over there, so I know the system a little bit. Any question up till now? So we will move forward from here. Anyone wants to ask any question?
Assalamu alaikum, sir. I have a question. How to get into UK? Like whether we'll have to do PLAB or first we'll have to do FCI and then move to UK.
Yes, that's what. Okay, this is one question. Any other thing? Okay, actually, if you will go to the GMC website, you will see maybe even 1 month up till 1 or 2 months ago, for the qualification which will be giving you exemption for a PLAB, our FCPS anesthesia was also there. Okay, but now it's been deleted. So now FCPS anesthesia or any qualification from Pakistan is not giving any eligibility from PLAB, because GMC is just like PMDC, okay, or PMC. It's the registration body, and all the doctors who are intended to work in UK are supposed to be registered from GMC. Before that, they cannot get any job. Okay, so this is first step. So now if you don't have FCPS, FCPS is not giving you exemption, you have a number of options. Number one option is you can do PLAB. This is one option. And other option is that you can do either FCAI or EDAIC. Okay, so because FCAI, Fellow College of Anesthetists Ireland, is more comparable to our FCPS exam, except that now we have only MCQs pattern, and the FCI exam still have the SAQs and this one. But I tell you something, that when I appeared in FCI, or the people who did it before, it was much difficult. And in past few years, it has become easier. Why? Because, you know, going there from Pakistan or any other country, getting the visas, getting all the problems related to the visa and flight and booking and staying there in cold weather, now it's being deleted. At the moment, I will say that it's a loot sale, bumper offer is there. The exam is being conducted online. Okay, so whosoever has done FCPS, I guarantee you that you just have to be a little logical, a little confident, a little more according to in guidelines and recommendations and articles, and you can straight away appear in FCI. Okay, you don't need, there are certain questions which people ask, sir, do I want do I need registration with the Irish Medical Council? Do I need to do OET before appearing in FCI? Nothing. You just need to have some balance in your bank account so that you can pay the fee of FCAI and you can appear while sitting at your home. Okay, because it's being done online. And I think it's something strange for me that they have even converted the oral part into something called as CRQs pattern. Okay, so that is actually, there is no viva. There is no viva, there is no patient, there is no OSCE, and they will be giving you some task and you have to write the answers. That's what I have heard. Of course, I have not done that like that, but it is being done like that at the moment. Okay, so fee you can check online, but it's around, like, I think total for written and viva, I think it will be around 1,500 euros or around 2,000 euros. I'm not 100% sure, but it is much easier now because you don't need any visa and you don't need to travel there. You don't need to have extra money, because I spent so much only on traveling to Ireland. I think I travel at least 5 times from Saudi Arabia for FCI written, for EDA written, for FCI Viva, for FCI course, and then again I failed one time and I went again for FCI Viva. Okay, so I'm just telling you that getting these exams was much difficult before the origin. I think Corona has helped us to get these qualifications easier, because even EDAIC Viva was being done online. So that's it. So I think I have answered your question, that if you want to go to UK from Pakistan, you can do FCAI, and then you will be eligible, like you will be exempted from PLAB again. Okay, and another advantage is that some people ask that we can do EDAIC. So I will say that EDAIC is relatively more of basics. Okay, it's not at all a difficult exam if you have basic sciences concepts, very nice. Okay, like physiology, pharmacology, anatomy, and things like that. But there is no need to do EDAIC for FCPS people, because you are being exempted from the primary part of FCI, that is called as MCAI. Okay, and you are just eligible for FCI. And another advantage is that once you do FCAI, you are exempted from EDAIC part 1. I repeat, If you pass FCAI, you will be exempted from EDA-IC Part 1, and you just need to appear in EDA Viva. So this is easier. You will have 2 degrees. Okay, I will tell you later on what is the advantage of EDA-IC, because EDA-IC actually is an entry exam for all European countries. And if someone has the guts and someone has because there are certain people who immigrate, not doctors, but other professions, they immigrate to some European countries because their nationality, they can get it very easily. So EDIC is recognized there, like eligible. It's not like a consultant degree, but if you have EDIC and you have the language, you can apply for some jobs and they will give you some priority if you have done EDIC, not more than that. Another advantage of EDIC is that it is still among the qualifications which will give you exemption from primary FRCA. Exemption from primary FRCA, if you have done EDA-IC, you will get exemption from primary FRCA. Okay. So for Pakistan people who are doing FCPS, now it is better for them to do FCAI, and then they can only appear in the AVIVA and they will have another qualification. From other parts of the world, I think EDIC is easier, because the people who don't have the exemption of MCAI, doing MCI, it is better to do EDIC rather than doing MCI. Okay, because they have to pass through this step. Because there is one difference between FRCA and FCI. FRCA is Fellow Royal College of Anesthesia. It's the College of Anesthesia exam in UK. And FCAI, previously its name was FFARCSI, Fellow Faculty of Anesthesia, Royal College of Surgeons, Ireland. FFARCSI, because you will see this degree in some of the people, with some of the people. Okay. So but now they have separate college, and that is called as College of Anesthetics Ireland. And they have removed the word royal. Okay, but by removing this royal, they have lost some of the recognition which they used to get when they had the royal name with them. Okay, but now the degree of anesthesia in Ireland is MCI is the primary exam. Its separately is nothing, and FCI, which is the final part. Okay, there are certain other exams for ICU, FF, Fellow Faculty of Critical Care, FFCCM, or FFICM, something like that. So that are separate. Okay, for FRCA, Hassan, I will just come to you. FRCA, you need to have primary FRCA plus you or any exemption, and you need to work for 1 year in UK before being eligible for appearing in final FRCA, which is not there for Ireland. Like for Ireland, you can appear in their exam only either you pass MCI or you have some exemption for MCI, then you can appear in FCI. But for UK, you need to have FRCA primary or any exemption for FRCA primary, plus you need to work there for 1 year, and then you will be eligible to appear in final FRCA. Okay, so that's the difference between FCAI and FRCA, and both of them are only exams. Okay, Hassan, can you can just ask what question you were asking?
जी सर, अस्सलाम वालेकुम.
Yes.
सर ये मैंने पूछना था,
can you speak in English, because we are in an international forum. You can, if you can ask the question in English.
Sure. So as you were saying that we appear in FCAI and we have exemption for MCAI, is the exemption there when we clear our FCPS, or do we have exemption while we are doing the residency?
Residency is nothing. Residency is nothing. Okay.
Okay.
Residency is nothing.
So like just a question, is there any exam that we can take during our residency while we are in Pakistan?
Yes, because people are very energetic. They don't want to prepare for the final FCPS. They are more interested in appearing in any exam. Okay, so if you have a lot of money, you can put it in my bank account, or you can do some charity. This is one thing. The other thing is that, have you, Hasnan, I would like to ask you, do you know what is difference between 100-meter race and marathon? Yes, Hasnan.
Yes, we have to have stamina for marathon.
marathon. Okay, otherwise you cannot do the marathon. So 100-meter, yes, still you need, but there will be people who can run for 100-meter. Okay, but they cannot do marathon. Okay, so my suggestion that once you are in residency, get yourself prepared, get yourself ready for any international exam in a way that you are reading the things. I will come back to this point shortly about how to study. But actually, if you have made yourself in a you have prepared yourself in a way that you are able to appear in any international exam, that is better than if you are very eager to appear in any exam. And actually there is no need once for Pakistan, people from Pakistan or any country which have some exemption from MCI. Why you want to appear in MCI? There is no need. And EDA you cannot appear before that unless you have finished your exam. So you cannot appear actually in final part. So what will be the advantage? There will be no advantage. Okay. I hope I answer your question. Yes, Kapil, what you want to ask?
Sir, so my question was again for the EDA part 1 and the part 2. So basically, I went the European diploma site, and there was a mentioned that for part 2, either you have an exemption like FCI or something else, and the FCPS is not valid. And so even my colleagues were asking, do we need to go for the EDA or to the FCI? So I need your suggestion.
I think you have just joined just now, because I have answered this question. The people from Pakistan who have done FCPS, they should go for FCI first. They will after finish after they finish FCI, they will have exemption from EDA part 1. So they can appear in only in the Viva, and they will have 2 degrees. Okay. So, and actually it's other way around as well. If you have you don't have FCPS, you have done MCPS, then you have for MCPS you don't have any just a second, please. Can you mute yourself, please? I'm distracted. Okay. Okay, so I come back again that if you don't have the exemption from MCI, then you have to appear in MCI. And not everyone is eligible for EDAIC, mind it. For Egypt, I think their master degree, I'm not sure. Dr. Samir, can you just enlighten? Dr. Samir, can you hear? Okay, anyways, someone will, I can confirm it. But I think MCAI, it is better for Pakistani people to go for FCI rather than EDIC. Okay, Kapil?
Sir, got it. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Sorry, I joined late, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So other question is that yes, Faraz, you were asking some question. Dr. Faraz.
Assalamu alaikum, sir. Sir, currently I am doing my MCPS training from Pakistan, and I have completed all of it. I have experience of 2.5 years. Now I plan to give my MCPS paper in September, October. Okay. Can you tell me, you were saying something about MCPS that you got distracted.
I will tell you, because actually there are so many things to tell, and I'm not sure what to tell and what not to tell. I will tell you.
Right, sir.
First of all, pardon from the international listeners, I will say that MCPS in Pakistan is 2 years qualification. Okay, it is if you compare it from Egyptian degree, some people from Egypt, it's like master degree, that the initial 2 years. Okay, but I will say that if you want to stay in Pakistan, there is no replacement for FCPS. Please do FCPS. If you want to stay in Pakistan, you don't have any other option, and though you should not look for anything else, because it's haram for you. I will use the word haram. It's useless to do anything else than FCPS if you want to stay in Pakistan. Some of the people who are doing MS will be angry at me, and there is so much, because in one part of our country, Punjab, they have introduced MS. Okay, like it's a 5 years training program, much more than FCPS, which is 4 years. But unfortunately, the problem is that different universities are doing it, and there is no centralization, just like we have for College of Physicians and Surgeons. That's why it is almost the same, but it does not have the international recognition. But unfortunately, now even FCPS exemption for a UK exam is finished. Still, I will say that for people who are working in Saudi Arabia or other Gulf countries, in majority of the countries, they are accepted as at least a specialist, or like in Saudi Arabia or Bahrain or Oman, still there are people who have more experience. For Saudi Arabia, they have regularized it, and it is after 5 years of FCPS, you can become a consultant in Saudi Arabia. But in Oman, Bahrain, Kuwait, they have not marginalized it, and there is a different a little bit. In UAE, you cannot become consultant. Pakistani degree is not in the list of the people who can become consultant in UAE. Okay, so if you want to become a consultant in UAE, you need some other qualification plus experience, plus training. Like even if you have done FRCA or FCI, you cannot become consultant in UAE. For FCPS, after 3 years of FCPS, you will become consultant in UAE. For MCPS, unfortunately, nothing. For MCPS, you will have to appear in the exam for GP in UAE. In Saudi Arabia, after MCPS, or 2 years after MCPS, you can get registered as a specialist, but you will never become a consultant. You will always remain a specialist. Okay. MS, unfortunately, it's in the same list, though it is 5 years training, but because the people who are taking care of MS have not introduced the people, international people about it. So unfortunately, in majority of the country, nobody knows about MS program of Pakistan. Very few people. I am in Saudi Arabia since 10 years. I have never seen any MS anesthesia. I apologize for the people who are doing MS, but I request all of you, you should be seriously thinking about your career, and you should think about going for FCPS if you are in initial years of your training, or if you have any way, or if, for example, you are staying in Pakistan after MS, you should, because they have made it, because College of Physician Surgeons, they have made very strict rules for, even for MS, they have to do 2 years training, and then they can appear in FCPS as well. But so if you are staying back in Pakistan, I will suggest you that you should finish FCPS, because still at the moment FCPS has more recognition than MS. Okay, for MCPS people, I repeat, it is haram for you if you are thinking of any other exam before doing FCPS if you want to stay in Pakistan. Yes, if you want to move out, you can go for, because MCPS people, they are not eligible for EDAIC. MS, I know some of the people who are having MS, and they applied, they sent email to European Society of Anesthesia, and that they get the eligibility to appear in EDA. But in EDA, MCPS people cannot do. MCPS people cannot do EDAIC. If they want to do it, they can have this opportunity that MCPS people can do MCAI and then FCAI, and then they can do EDA as well, like other people. But actually, it is useless unless they want to go to UK or Ireland. Only then it's of any use. But if you want to stay in Pakistan and you have done only MCPS, it's waste of money and energy that you are going for these international exams. Yes, if you are, I'm not saying knowledge is always welcomed, and you will get something, but practically you will got nothing. It's useless. Okay. If you want to stay in Pakistan, there is no replacement to post-graduation like MCPS, or even MS is okay, but MS is not globally recognized, or even people, even in Pakistan, majority people doesn't know about MS because it's not done in all the provinces. Yes, Anam, what you want to ask?
Sir, I have two questions. Number one, if I do PLAB or I do FCAI, what would be the difference between the job opportunities I'll be getting in UK? Number one question. The second question is basically, I was confused when you were talking about consultancy post in UAE. Is FCPS recognized there or not? Or were you talking about MCPS?
No, I will repeat it for second question first. FCPS is not recognized as consultant qualification in UAE. You after 3 years of FCPS, you will become specialist. Before 3 years, you are nothing. Okay, they will not consider you
So
even
basically, 3 years post FCPS
FCPS.
experience is required.
Yes,
Okay.
3 years post FCPS, not even one day, because I was really eager and I am always eager to hunt new things. Okay, so once I applied, and I think there was 1 week left, and they refused my application, I lost a lot of money. Okay, so don't apply till the time you have 3 years experience after FCPS. But I will never suggest anyone to go to UAE, because it's very expensive and actually it's useless. Because if you want to leave Pakistan and come to Gulf, it's better to come apply for Saudi Arabia. But I tell you, because we have so many topics to cover, so I'm in between, I'm telling the things. Even in Saudi Arabia, there is so much saturation now, and in other specialities than FCPS, sorry, anesthesia, I don't think so they are getting any opportunity in the major cities. Okay, but because anesthesia still is it's deficient. Okay, so people who have done FCPS anesthesia and eligible for 5 years after FCPS anesthesia, they are getting consultant positions in Saudi Arabia, but majority in periphery. Unless they have some, like I got, I am very lucky to have experience of King Faisal. That is the highlight of my life, of or you can say my academic career, that I worked in King Faisal. And it's my luck, and Allah blessed me, because even I didn't know when I got the job that where I'm coming. Once I joined, after that I came to know that I have reached one of the best hospital in the world. Okay, so that have made my CV very attractive, and because I have done other 4 qualifications, so my CV is attractive. It is just like garnishing on the main dish. But I tell you that I have not registered any of my other qualification in Saudi Commission, and I'm working as consultant only purely based on the basis of FCPS. Okay, so this is, so other question which you asked, that what will be the extra, I tell you, we have one, with pardon from the other people, I will say, एक ही सफ में खड़े हो गए महमूद और अय्याज, ना कोई बंदा रहा ना कोई बंदा नवाज. That is the words which we say for the equality, that there is no difference between Mahmood or Ayaz, and everyone is standing on the same line. Okay, so there is no difference. Yes, the difference will be according to your experience. The difference will be according to your interview. Difference will be that, for example, if the people who have done FC, like for example, you have done only FCPS and I have done 4 qualification, I'm much senior than you, I have 8 years post fellowship experience. If I and me, both of you, apply for job in UK, maybe I will be getting 10 interview calls and you will be getting 5 interviews call. That's it. So there is no difference, because unfortunately majority of the people, I will pardon any of the senior if they disagree, though people don't tell the realities. Nobody will say like that the words which I have used. Okay, but we have to be realistic, we have to be updated, and the UK system, Ireland system, actually it's not good. I repeat it, because there is no difference for you. They only want, they are not your friends, they are not your well wishers, they are not, or I will use a lighter word, that they are not interested that Anam will come or Yasir will come or Dr. Arshi will come, and they will they should be they should be benefited. Okay, they are only interested in manpower, and that's what they have done just now, that they have removed FCPS from the PLAB exemption. It's matter of demand and supply. If they will have another shortage, they will remove it. And even this Ireland, the people, a lot of people are going from Pakistan, because unfortunately our college, they say in Pakistan that it's something out of the world they have achieved by their communication to Irish college, that people are going to Ireland. But actually, unfortunately, I'm saying, maybe some people will be annoyed by this comment, but reality is that Ireland is benefited, not Pakistan. Not Pakistani people, they are benefited. The people who are in Ireland, they are benefited, because the people who are actually qualified, who are trained, they are going there, working there, and they are thinking that something out of the world has happened, and they come back. and actually Ireland don't give them anything, okay, because they have to report to Pakistan if they want to finish their fellowship, okay. Otherwise CPSP will bar them, they will remove them, they will cancel their training, okay. So they have to come back. But the better should be if someone listen to it, rather than getting angry at me that I'm commenting this thing. Reality is that College of Physicians Surgeons Pakistan, if they are sending their people, they should get something from Ireland as well. They should get their training recognized later on, that they once they finish their fellowship, they should be getting the priority to get the training in Ireland. But unfortunately, as I told you, the training for non-Irish people is banned in Ireland. So nobody will get training in Ireland. Okay. So that is a reality. This is an unfortunate reality, but it is like that. So if someone listen to my comment, please don't get annoyed and take it positively. I think college can improve because they are sending people, so they should get. And the people who are getting exemption from press exam only on the basis of MBBS from Pakistan, even these are the people who actually are destroying their career, I will say. Why? Because if they are going there as SHO, yes, maybe they will be able to get adjusted, but actually reality is that some of the people still will not be able to become consultant, okay. But because they are happy, they are in Ireland, they will be getting the passport and they will be settling down somewhere. So, but actually reality is that if I become devil's advocate, actually it's not a very good opportunity, because again, as I mentioned, that UK is bigger market and it is better to go to UK rather than Ireland. Okay. So any question up till now? So we move forward. Any other question? Dr. Anam, did I answer your question?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so someone was asking about Kuwait. So actually, Kuwait thing is that not much of the people from Pakistan were there in Kuwait, because majority of the people were from other nationalities and especially from India. But recently they just changed their some of the laws, because the people who were there for a long time, they were getting high salary. Okay, so they sent some of the people back and they looked towards a country like Pakistan. Before Kuwait, Pakistani people will not getting any job in Kuwait. Okay, so recently people are going to Kuwait, but whatever feedback I have got is not very good. For the people who does not have the qualifications, or the people just after FCPS, they can go there for some time, but there are certain problems which they are facing, that like they are not getting the family visa to start with, they are going alone. And even only after 3 months or something confirmation, only then they are allowed to take their families. So this will be problem for the female colleagues, especially. They can go. I don't think that it will be like unsafe to go there. You can go alone as well. There is no problem. But this is a concern for some of the people. Okay. And the other thing is that sometimes they decrease the salary. They are not fulfilling the promises. So things are not too exciting in Kuwait. Yes, iPhone. What is the name, please? If you can tell the name. Yes, you were raising the hand. iPhone. Would you like to ask something? Okay, so I think we have discussed some of the things about Ireland and UK, their system, training, some of the things I have told you. Caesar pathway, getting training in UK is a possibility, and you will have to do for, I think, 4 or 5 years training. They will consider you a year 3 training or something like that. And then you will have to finish the training, but not everyone will be able to get the training. Yes, Mr. iPhone.
Dr. Zishan bhai, I am Dr. Tariq Javed, sir.
Yes, would you like? Yes, he is the right person. He is working in Kuwait. So you can tell what's going on in Kuwait.
Sir, especially, sir, thank you for your giving me time. I will share the experience from Kuwait with all my colleagues from Pakistan.
Okay, It is for everyone, even for
Okay.
other countries. You can tell. Yes, please.
Yes. Yes. I came here as a senior registrar, and I am going to complete my 7 months here. In these 7 months, with my other colleagues, some people came here as a consultants. They were hired as a consultant, but here nobody was posted as a consultant, because here consultant job is just equal to head of department, and they discriminate between Arabs and non-Arabs. So no one was posted as a consultant here.
Okay.
Second thing, that people who have completed 5 years post fellowship experience, they are hired as a specialist or senior specialist depending upon their experiences. And regarding working environment and pay, their system is very slow, and especially they are still using paperworks, and it takes much time to complete your salary and to bring your families. Little bit they have speeded up their process, but not much, because
Okay.
at each step you have some hurdles that you will have to feel.
Mm. Yes, that's what I told you, that actually in the COVID time you went there when they need it. Okay, so now they are
Yes,
not
yes.
very happy to take it. So that's it. So actually, okay. Anything else, Tariq?
Sir, and the other thing, that they had promised for 500 kd extras in start when we were going to be hired, but here nobody has get any 500, even in emergency department, anesthesia or ICU. And
Hmm.
uh, here
So the
the working
simple,
is
simple to just cut it short. They are not fulfilling the promises, and so it's not very friendly. Am I right?
sir, bilkul sir.
Okay, so I will, because I have to cover some of other things, so I will move forward from here. So, the people, other nationalities, UK is not at all a problem. You can go there, you can get settled there. But now I will tell you something which is not most of the people are aware of or not targeting. I will suggest the people who have the energy to do USMLE. When the word USMLE come, people are afraid. They run away. They think that someone is their enemy and they want some harm. Okay, but the thing is that if the person who has done the fellowship or post graduation, especially in anesthesia, have got a lot of background knowledge of all the specialties: medicine, surgery, gynae, peds, everything except for psychiatry, or even psychiatric medicine we read. So we have a lot of background knowledge. The biochemistry, embryology, genetics, these are the subjects which are relatively difficult, but they are not bread and butter. The bread and butter is physiology, pharmacology, anatomy, pathophysiology, microbiology. Okay, so I will suggest you, all of you who are listening, if they want to get settled, like if they want to do the best. Yes, not everyone will be able to do it. Yes, it needs time, it needs commitment. Not everyone will be able to do it, but if you have the energy, do USMLE, get registered with ECFMG. You just have to pass. You don't need very high scores. Okay, you don't need very high scores. You just need to pass a USMLE, and then you will be applying for fellowship. Okay, fellowship is 1 year in, for example, like obstetric anesthesia, pediatric anesthesia, like any other ICU, whatever specialty you can target. And it is, competition is not like for residency. You don't need very high scores. Okay, so this is one pathway which is not being explored. If you do one fellowship, you will be getting around $5,000, $6,000. So that's more than enough. But the experience which you will be getting will be much more than this salary. Okay, and once you do one fellowship, if you are getting a chance to do 3 fellowships, like done second and then third, you can be these fellowship will be considered in the residency in some of the hospitals, and you can become registered as consultant. I repeat, if you have done 3 or 4 fellowships, which you can do if you are there, maybe first fellowship while you are in Pakistan or any other country will be difficult. But one of my colleague, my friend, my very buddy, he has done it, and now he has got 3 or 4 offers of fellowship, and now he is choosing because there are certain ways that if you are there, if they are happy with you, they will convert your fellowship into residency. And if you get residency in US, there is nothing in the world, you can say it's a heaven on earth for all any anesthetist. If that person gets a residency in US, after that the money which you will be getting is nothing comparable to any other country. If you are a consultant anesthetist in USA, you have heaven on earth with you. It's highly paid, and there is no comparison from US and UK. There is no comparison at all in the earning. Okay, even if you, for example, after one fellowship you change your mind and you move to any other country, your fellowship will be considered a very high rank thing as compared to any other thing. Okay, so this fellowship is having very high marks. So whosoever goes there, who has the energy, should not come back after one fellowship. They should do at least 2 or 3 fellowships and get yourself registered as consultant. Can you switch off your camera, Dr. Abu Bakr Ubaid, please? Your camera is on, so if you can switch off your camera. Dr. Abu Bakr Ubaid, if you, yes, thank you. Okay, so and another thing in this scenario, any person who has done MCPS or MS or FCPS, or even people from other countries, Egyptian or Indonesian or any other country, if you have got experience in anesthesia, you have been registered, you are registered as anesthetist in your country, and you do USMLE, and you have good experience, and if preferably if you have some research or papers or things like that, it will be helping you, and then you have to pass USMLE. Okay, then you will apply for this fellowship program. This is one thing. Another thing is that in this scenario, when our exemption is finished, actually it's a very nice thing. Why? Because even someone doesn't want to do FCI, and they have to get registration for GMC. If you have done USMLE step 1 and step 2, OET is the common thing. Now OET is acceptable in US as well. Okay, rather they have exempted CSA, and they are accepting OET. So you have to do step 1, step 2, OET, and step 3. 2 steps you can do anywhere, and for even OET you can do anywhere, and for step 3 you need to go to US. Okay, so you can you can go there, and then you can finish your ECFMG just like GMC or IMC, and then you can apply for the fellowship programs. Okay, so there are opportunities. The Mr. AR, I tell you, I found a person who was around 55 years of age, but has the energy and the will, and he was just following the real pathway that we should be keep on learning till our last breath. Okay, so that 55-year-old, and I will say pardon from all the gynecologists, he was a gynecologist. Can you believe? He was working in Australia, and he did USMLE at age of 55, and he was going for fellowship in gynae oncology. Okay, so there is no limit. You are much younger than that. Even I have done a lot of things. I am enjoying a good position in Saudi Arabia. Believe me, I have USMLE books at my arm distance even in now. I want to do it. I am unable to do it. I am not getting the passion now. I was about to do it in 2017, but I couldn't do it. Okay, because that's why I am telling you, it needs commitment, it needs passion. Otherwise, you will leave it in between. Okay, but if you do USMLE, you will have the best opportunity in the world. If some women are listening to it, if you have the money and you have received NOC from your husband that you can buy anything, you will not buy gold, you will go for diamond. Am I right? So it is like that. There is no comparison. pardon from all the people who are being trained in UK or Ireland. There is no comparison to the people who are trained in US. Exceptions are always there, but I have got a chance to work with the people who are trained in US, and I have got a chance to work with people, a lot of people who are trained in UK or Ireland. There is much difference in their body language, in their communication skills, in their overall gestures. Maybe I'm biased, you can say, because exceptions are, I again say, exceptions are always there. But the people who are trained in US, they are much, much, much superior in my view as compared to UK or Ireland. Yes, Dr. Abu Bakr Ubaid, you want to ask something?
Assalamu alaikum, sir. Yes, of course, I want to ask something.
Yes.
You were talking about the path we can follow to get in US. Are you suggesting that if someone is under training doing FCPS in Pakistan, whether he should be going for USMLE after they have completed their resident fellowship, or they can even pursue it while they are doing
Yes,
their
yes,
training?
you are asking this question from, you have stolen my words. Okay, the people who are doing training, if they have this vision to do USMLE in between, and actually, you know, I will tell you, because last part of my discussion will be on what you should be doing as a resident. Okay, so I will tell you what you should do, but actually it's you can say that there is nothing better than that. If anyone who is doing residency anywhere in the world, I request you, do USMLE, get yourself registered to ECFMG, and you will have a chance to explore. Because thing is that a US system is totally different, which you say in even our slang discussion, we say, some friends are going out, we say American system. It means they give equal right. Okay, maybe apparently we say that there is bias, but thing is that and I think racism is everywhere. Nowhere in the world you can say that there is no racism. There will be some racism a little bit. Even some people will be perceiving different things in different way. Even like Tariq said, that there is difference between Arabs and non-Arabs. I am living in Arab for 10 years. You see that of course, if you are talking in Punjab and someone is talking in Punjabi, and you don't know any word of Punjabi from people from Karachi, you will be get annoyed. Even if you are listening some people talking in Punjabi. So that's a natural thing. You cannot say that that person is hating you. Okay. So of course, if you find someone from your family, you will prefer. So that is a natural thing. But I think there is no place in the world better than US for training and work. And you will not find much of the people even in Saudi Arabia who are being trained in US, because they don't, why they want to leave US and go to another country. Okay. So the moral ethics and everything else, that is something else. But I will say that if you are a resident, I will suggest you to do USMLE. Okay. Some other countries, some other countries like Australia, and there are some other pathways for you to go. I don't have much information, but generally I tell you that because in Australia population is less and they have very strict rules. I have never seen any person from Pakistan from anesthesia settling down in Australia. Australia is also, if someone get a chance, that is also awesome. Okay, just like US, because the earning which you will be getting and the quality of life you will be enjoying in Australia or America, or it will be not like in UK. Okay, US of course is very tough. US is in the sense that you have to work hard. Okay, they have a system, they are following it, but actually, because I have worked with American trained people, their way is totally different from others. They are quite like, maybe I again apologize from any people who are trained in UK to get annoyed. Please don't get annoyed. It's my personal bias. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right, but I'm just sharing what I have seen. Okay, so any other question before I go towards the residency and training? Please feel free to ask any question.
Sir, Dr. Harisheta here.
Yes, okay.
One of your student, I have taken classes when you were in Pakistan in PKLI.
Okay.
Sir, my exam is due in this March, in coming March for part 2 exam.
Okay.
Sir, I want to ask about Saudi Arabia. Do I need 2 years experience to come to Saudi Arabia, or I can come just after FCPS? And the second part
Yes.
is,
Okay. Finish the question. I will
and
answer.
second part is that I didn't know. I always wanted to work in UK because I know the only path to go to UK is just doing FCPS anesthesia. So I choose this degree for going to UK. But in my opinion, the path of USML is also very good, and I'm so much interested in part two in this path. So can you guide? I want to do this path when I'll be in Saudi Arabia. So can you guide me? This is a good way to go, or I should do anything else? Thank you.
Okay. I will answer to you. Thing is that as I mentioned earlier, that even in Saudi Arabia there is no saturation, and not everyone is being able to get a job in Saudi Arabia. Thing is that if you are with family, if you have school-going children, you cannot live any other place than Riyadh, Jeddah, and Dammam. Okay, there are other places which you can survive, but you will have to compromise these three places, because you don't have any problem in traveling, you don't have any problem in the embassies, you don't have any other problem. You don't need to have a connecting flight, you have a direct flight to your country, you can go easily. Otherwise you will be feeling as if you are in Europe or in America, because you will have 4 hours 5 hour transit, and then you are like people living in periphery is not at all a very good option even in Saudi Arabia. But the other specialities, because they never get a job in major cities, so they don't know what's the life in major cities. Because now I am in Riyadh for last around 8-9 years. In between 1 year, 1.5 years, I went to Pakistan, and I did not have very good experience, because I was now you can say that once you live in Saudi Arabia, you are unable to live any other place. I was saying like PK that I want to go back to my Gola. So that's what my comment were when I was in Pakistan. Okay. So, but the thing is that if you are in Pakistan and you are asked me this question that you want to go to US through Saudi Arabia, it's not a bad idea. But I tell you that keep in mind that not everyone will be able to get a place in major city now. Okay. You will have to go to periphery, where you will not be getting a very good salary. After FCPS, you will be senior registrar. Okay, but unfortunately this is another thing which need to be elaborated, that one thing is the position, and other thing is Saudi Commission registration. Okay, Saudi Commission registration has four categories: resident, registrar, senior registrar, and consultant. Okay, before when I came in Saudi Arabia, on the basis of experience, I was resident anesthesia, because I did not finish my FCPS, and I had come just after the training. So I came as resident anesthesia. Okay, and then after FCPS, at that time system was not clear, there was no discrimination, and some people who have FCPS, even they were getting the resident card. But now system is very smooth, very simple. The people who have done FCPS, straight away they are getting senior registrar. 5 years after the finishing of FCPS, you will be consultant. Okay, and for MCPS, after 2 years, they will be registrar. Before 2 years, they will be considered as resident anesthesia. The people who don't have any qualification, like they have finished the training, but they don't have passed MCPS or FCPS, unfortunately, they will have to appear in GP exam. Okay, they will have GP resident, anesthesia, GP resident, and then because on the basis of experience, they will be working in anesthesia. But in Saudi Commission, they will have to appear in GP exam rather than anesthesia exam. So that's why people used to come before, like me, I came myself like that. I was able to appear in anesthesia exam. But now if someone who has finished the training and is stuck in the exam and want to leave Pakistan to earn money, now it's not possible, because first of all, you will have to leave all your anesthesia and appear in GP exam, which is like a step 2. So it's not at all recommended. Okay. But your question was that FCPS, you can be registered as senior registrar for people who have done MS. Unfortunately, after 2 years of MS, you will be considered as a registrar, and maximum, that's it. You will not be promoted more than that. Registrar is one step behind senior registrar. Okay. So but unfortunately in Ministry of Health, the interviews which the people every now and then they are coming, Saudi region, sorry, Medina region and Makkah region and Riyadh region and etc. etc. I tell you something, it will be there will be least chance that you will be getting in the city. They will be throwing you in the periphery, in the desert or in the mountains. Okay, so that you will be working as a specialist. Okay, but you will be in majority cases you will be in periphery. Okay, and another difference is that there is no difference in classification. There is no different in position, and because in Ministry of Health they have only three categories: resident, then specialist, and then consultant. They don't have senior registrar. Okay, so even if you are FCPS or MCPS, you will be considered as a specialist, and you will be almost in the similar category. Okay, so unless you finish 5 years, you will not be able to become a consultant in Saudi Arabia and in Saudi Commission. So once you don't have this registration, you will not be selected as consultant, and you will be specialist. Even MCPS will be specialist. Can you mute, please? Your mic is unmute. Anyways, okay. So Haris, I hope I have given the answer. Okay. So you can come, but might be you will be able to get the job in periphery. Okay. If you are lucky enough, only then you will be getting a major city. Okay. So as I want to talk some words about what you should be doing during the residency and what we should be. Okay, so actually, unfortunately, maybe some of the supervisor, if they will be listening, they will be angry at my comment, but unfortunately it's a reality, so I have to tell. In our country there is no check and balance on the supervisors and resident. Actually there is problem from both sides. The supervisor, they say that the residents are not babies and they have to learn themselves. Okay, but the thing is that what's the role of supervisor? Supervisor should be like father. So father can become angry, father can twist your neck, father can twist your arms and make sure fathers make sure that you are not doing something which harm you. Okay, so that should be the role of supervisor. Unfortunately, because in Pakistan there is no check on the supervisors and they don't have any feedback which is being sent from our residents. So actually they think that whatever they will do is fine. Okay, if they are taking any class, they think they are doing something out of the world, but unfortunately it's not like that. They are supposed to teach you, they are supposed to train you, they should be standing at your side in the OR, and they should be they should be assigning someone if they are not doing it themselves, that make sure that you are doing the right job. But unfortunately in our hospital it's not being done like that. Everyone knows about it. Okay, so now how to fill this gap? First of all, don't be afraid from your supervisor. In a very diplomatic way, please make sure you are showing your will that you want to learn. If you will be asking questions to your supervisor without any fear of being insulted, or forget about it, forget about any ego, ask questions. This is a very simple way. Be like a baby. What will happen? He will not kill you. Supervisor is not your enemy. Even if he is not your friend, he is not your enemy. He wants your betterment in either case. Okay, so please residents, make sure that you are asking questions to your supervisor. You are requesting them to see you. But because I know that not everyone will be doing like that. You are waiting for your exam. Nobody's having evaluation. Not every hospital is fulfilling these requirements. So you should be doing in the way that make sure that you are asking questions to your supervisor or your senior. Till the time you don't ask question, you will not be able to learn. This is my request. Another thing is that majority of the people, they have the habit of studying one manhus third class book, Morgan. Okay, and they are very happy to listen their immediate seniors tell them that you will not be able to understand anything in one reading. You have to read 3 times or 4 times, then you will be able to understand anything. Unfortunately, please, I say, request all of you to come out of it, read topic oriented. Like, for example, if you are doing a thyroid case, you should be starting from the simple thyroid surface anatomy. Where is thyroid located? What is the arterial supply? What is the venous drainage? What is the nerve supply? What is the surface anatomy? How thyroid make hormone? How it is being controlled? And then the pathology, and then you will go into the anesthesia. That is how you should be learning, rather than cramming a book. Because what will you get in one book? No, nothing. You will not be able to cover that topic. You will miss the tricks. Okay, so the best sources are the book, are the articles, review articles. Okay, review articles are the best sources, like anesthesia tutorial of the week, like BG education, like another anesthesia, analgesia, critical care. There are so many other review articles. So please come out of this spell, this, I will say, in 2021. If you are only relying on books, you are terribly wrong. World is changed now. The people who used to cook the food by burning the wood and making the spices by smashing it in some pot, now they are using microwave oven, they are using electric stoves, they are using all the modern gadgets. If someone will ask any woman to cook food in the 100 years ago way, he will say no, she will say this is 2021. So that's what I'm saying you, this is not the time to study in that way. Okay, so please come out of that terrible way of reading book. Go topic oriented, go task oriented, divide your way. Like, people ask about different things, you stand in the OR and see whatever you are looking at, go one by one. Look at the oxygen sources, look at the dithermy, look at the like anesthesia machine in different way. Separately, go for vaporizer, what are vaporizer, what about humidification. So if you are able to target a specific topic and go pinpoint, you will not be dependent on any book. You will be dependent on the things which are being, like any equipment, you need to do what is the mechanism of action, what are the troubleshooting, how that equipment work, what are the information which you are getting, how will you interpret, how will you respond. That's what you do. Once you are monitoring a patient, you do like that. So for monitoring equipment, you will be going like that. For surgery, I have discussed, I will not be able to go in details about it, but you have to go topic oriented. Okay, and from tomorrow and day after tomorrow, we will be starting the same which we used to do before. Okay, so up till now, I have discussed almost all the topics, common topics, but we will restart. Okay, so I will request you to be topic oriented. Okay, don't wait for the exam, that 1 month before exam you will open the book and you will ratify the book, or the now the biggest evil now, that you will have the exam pool. You are just trying to cram the MCQs, and then you will be appearing in the exam. And by chance, if you pass the written exam, I guarantee you will fail in Viva, because till the time you don't have the clear concept, you will not be able to clear the oral part. Okay, so please, whenever it's a message for everyone of any nationality or any exam you are appearing, try to have interaction in the way that you are able to speak it out. If you are able to speak it out about any topic, I guarantee you, whatever question they ask you in MCQs, even that you will be able to answer. But if you don't have any concept and you have memorized the answers, or you have just crammed certain words, maybe you will be able to clear the written part, but you will be caught in Viva. Okay, and another thing is that there is something beyond that, but I will request you that, would you like any of your family member to get anesthetized by a person who cram MCQs, who cram certain specific topics, just like class 5 or class 10, that you have got a notes and you are just trying to copy it, just go get a shorthand, and now you have passed the exam, Would you like to get any of your family member being anesthetized, a person who does not have the clear knowledge and concept? So please don't do it for the relatives of others. Okay. So this is my humble request, clear your concepts. And whatever discussion I do regularly or whatever I have recorded in the before that, my message is not to make you having a tunnel vision, because the books give you a tunnel vision. You should have a clear concept about any topic, and then I guarantee you that any exam will be at the tips of your shoes. You will be able to clear any exam if you have a clear concept. But if without clear concept, even if you pass some exam, it's useless, because that thing will be, when you will be on the other side and someone will be asking you a question. Now I am on that place. Okay. If someone asks any question to me and I don't have any answer, I feel embarrassed. So if you want to finish the discussion only by, because I will, if someone listen to it, they will be smiling, because when I used to ask some of my seniors, they will say, please read and tell me as well. So this is not an answer. Nobody used to tell you, say you study because you have exam. This is not the answer. Okay. So this is actually only we can change our system or our society if we realize, if we feel that it's serious business. And any other specialty, I don't know, but anesthesia, believe me, I love anesthesia more than I used to love yesterday. Why? Because it's such a dynamic specialty. I am proud to be an anesthetist. Yes, it's the practicalities are very hard. Earning money in Pakistan or any other country where you are dependent on surgeons is really haunting you. It's there everywhere. Even I am not sure what happened in UK or Ireland, but I think even there will be some better, but still you are dependent on surgeon. Okay, so that's a hard reality. But you can say, you can think other way around as well, that surgeon is dependent on you. Okay, so you should be very positive. The knowledge which you have, I guarantee you that no other specialty have. So you should be proud of that thing. Being an anesthetist or being a critical care specialist, I think this is a blessing. Being a doctor, okay. I don't think so. Any other specialty needs to have so dynamic in knowledge as you should have being an anesthetist. You should be knowing even about ultrasound, even about MRI, even about laser. You should be knowing the basics of when you are in the OR of gynae ops, you should be knowing even about placenta previa. When you are in neuro, you should be knowing all about neurophysiology, intervention, neurology, or everything. Okay. So please focus on training in a way that every day you should have a passion that I have to learn some point. Okay. Only then you will be, and create question. You know, this is retrospective learning. Create question and find the answers rather than reading a book and expecting that you will be knowing everything. Create question and find the answer. Create question, find the answers. Ask yourself, ask your friends, ask me. I'm available to all of you 24/7. Okay. I have dedicated myself. I am always there. I answer everyone whenever anyone is asking any question. And I want other people also to help me, because after passing the exam, everyone run away. Nobody bothers to stay. Okay. So we will be resuming our academic discussion. I have tried to cover as much as possible. Okay. Still, anyone has any question, please feel free to ask before I finish. Any questions, please? Okay, so some people ask that because I have read Morgan like millions of time, not millions, maybe more than millions, but I never understand it. Okay, and I used to fail a lot when I used to read this bloody Morgan, and then when I came out of Morgan and I read other books, then I came to know that it is such a big curse on all the anesthetists across the globe. I think this is a curse from something which we don't know, because it has no pattern. Things are floating. You have to hurt yourself to memorize it. Okay. all other the people who are reading Morgan, they if they slip from Morgan, they go to problem oriented, which is even worse than that. You are not able to memorize it. Okay, so please, I repeat again, review articles are the best source, and I have arranged all the review articles, and believe me, I don't get any penny for that. It is for you. Okay, I have arranged it just for you. But now I am not studying anything. I'm just yes, whenever someone is asking me any question, I just try to search the answer, and that's how I am active. Otherwise, I would have forgotten everything. So I will suggest you to read review articles, make points. You don't need, you are not in class 5 that you have to read each and every line. You just have to make yourself in a way that you just have to scan, and you have to pull out the important points and note it down. And that's your notes. Okay. You cannot rely on anyone else's note. So that's it like that. And another suggestion I will give you, that whatever you are studying, record it in your Google Drive or anything in your mobile, by date or by topic. Whatever you read, record it, and then listen. Record it as a student and listen it as a teacher. Okay, and I guarantee you will not forget. And whatever you read, teach to other. In last 6 or 7 months, I have learned a lot, because since I started speaking out more and more, I have learned more and more, believe me. So I will suggest you the same thing, that every human is alike. Only as much as you use your brain, as much as you will learn. Okay. So only reading is not enough. Either you should be writing it, or you should be speaking it out. Speaking it out is better. If you can record it, and this one, it will be easier for you. If anyone with post-graduation need to go to Saudi or Bahrain with family due to financial concern, what is better option? Actually, thing is that Bahrain and Saudi Arabia are almost alike, but thing is that I tell you something, there is a limit to the people who are coming here. It's not like everyone will be able to get opportunity. Okay, it's almost the same. So of course Saudi Arabia is better, because Saudi Arabia will have more opportunities. If someone gets a job in Bahrain as a specialist, it is better, but as a consultant, I don't think so. Everyone takes as a consultant in Bahrain. Okay, so it's a relative thing. It's almost the same. Before, Saudi Arabia used to be very cheap, but now it has become too much expensive because of the value added tax which was imposed in COVID time. It was started in 2018. It was started as 5%, and now it is 15%. So every price is increased by 15%. So before, Saudi Arabia used to be like, you are able to save a lot of money in Saudi Arabia. But I have seen in my 10 years of stay, things changing a lot. Okay. So that's it. For residents, I again request you, please don't ratify MCQs. Try to read topic oriented. Okay. So any other question anyone wants to ask before we finish? Who is HP? Can you just speak out? I would like to answer your question. Actually, there is no, the system of training in Saudi Arabia is not like Pakistan, that you are getting a training position as FCPS Part 2 trainee. It's not like that. Okay. You are getting a job first, and then if there is a supervisor, like I have finished my eligibility. I am eligible for a long time, but now I have done the workshops, and now I can get registered as supervisor. So anyone who is here as, for example, MCPS people who have passed FCPS Part 1, now they can get registered with me. It's not like that you will be hired as FCPS Part 2 trainee. It's not like that. Okay. So I hope if you are able to speak it out, I will be more comfortable. Who is this HP? Yes, Abu Bakr.
Assalamu alaikum, sir. Although you already explained about the route we are going to have to get in US, but still there is some ambiguity. I wanted
Yes.
to know if someone is having residency here in Pakistan, and will their training here in Pakistan will help them after they are done with their USMLE. For example,
If you
is there any difference between someone who has completed his residency and someone who hasn't, and both have done USMLE?
would you like to leave FCPS and go to America?
I would rather prefer to secure both hands, like
Yes. So
completing my residency
would
and
anyone
doing MLE.
would anyone like to leave FCPS and go to US? So actually, practically, it's not possible to start with. And number two is that there is no difference in the sense that nobody will leave FCPS and go to US. Okay. So if you are asking that what will they give you, maybe Joe Biden will come to receive you that a person has finished FCPS and now coming. Okay. So actually thing is that you will have to sell yourself. They only need ECFMG registration and your interview. Okay. And then if you are not able to fulfill their requirements, they will kick you out. If you are able to survive in their system, they will never stop you. Okay.
Okay.
The same is answer for any people because in UK, if you have GMC registration, even if you have not done anything or if you have done a lot of things, you will be in the same line. Only the difference will be that the people who have done some qualification will have more calls for interview and will have more opportunities and will have more market as compared to the people who doesn't have. But actually, there is not much difference because till the time as I explained to you, till the time you finish your training and get the certificate of completion of specialty training, you are nothing. Okay. So there is not much difference, and getting this fellowship program. Listen, I try to tell everything which I know, but I have not been in US or UK or Ireland for any work experience. So no, I apologize if I tell you something wrong. Okay. The people who are working there are a better judge, but the people with whom I am being interacting, I'm just forwarding the information which I've got from them. Okay. And like for some of the people I know who have done this, like one of the person who was working as a staff physician in Saudi Arabia. He had done FCPS part 1. He was doing training here as well because he had job as a staff physician that time in National Guards. So there was a supervisor and he was doing a training, and he was the first person who actually introduced this pathway. He used to say, when I was appearing in these exams, he used to say, Zishan bhai, please leave these exams and do USMLE. I didn't listen to him. And actually, he was lucky. He had very good scores, and he left the training because he was committed and he got the residency. So things were different for him. And he had a choice only either to go for residency or finish the exam. He had finished the training, but he did not have the time to go to Pakistan to appear in the exam. Okay. So actually he left and he went to US, and now it was 2017. In 2020, when he finished his residency, and now he is doing fellowship in cardiac anesthesia, and his grandfather of anesthesia now anywhere in the world. Anywhere in the world, he's grandfather of anesthesia now. He's at least 5 years younger than me. Okay. So thing is that if you no pain, no gain. If you are only listening to the people around you, unfortunately, I guarantee you, because these pathways the people don't know. Okay. And if the people knows about it, they don't share. Okay. They don't want to waste their energy like I'm wasting. And I know that a majority of the people will not be able to gain anything. At the end of the day, they will be only doing the shortcuts. Okay. But I'm trying my best to pull them out of the misery. I have passed through this terrible phase of failing in the exam. So nobody else knows more than me how much is the pain which you suffer during the exam. Okay. So I think I will finish here. If anyone has any query, they can contact me. Okay. And I will request you to share the information to everyone. And if someone has different ideas, please do tell me, do correct me. I am not your professor. I am not your supervisor. Don't have any ego. I will be very happy to be corrected. Yes, Arsalan. Arsalan, you want to ask something?
Yes, sir. I want to ask, as just you mentioned earlier that we have to topic oriented when we study.
Yes.
So our daily cases, but I am even listen from my supervisor. If we don't read Morgan from first day, we don't pass our theory exam. Why it is so contraindication from different people
Uh,
or different.
Arsalan, I understand your question, but thing is that some things I cannot speak out in public forum. I can interact with you in person. This is one thing. Another thing is that I can only pray for them. And you don't listen to me or you don't listen to them. You see, you are not a baby. You can judge who is more correct in his or her opinion. Okay. Thing is
Okay,
that
sir.
at the end of the day, the thing which you or me are able to reproduce even after years, that is the knowledge. If you try to read Morgan, you will not be able to retain it. Okay, you are not able to retain it, and you will forget everything. I guarantee you.
Yes, sir, I have one more question. If you allow me, then I can proceed.
Yes, yes, you ask, please.
So, sir, in Pakistan, in our setup, there are some procedure which we know practice in our training. So it will affect in future, like epidural and some other advanced procedure. Is it really affect after post graduation or not?
Of course, you see, the more you will do any procedure, the more you will be comfortable, but it is not like mandatory. Okay. If you thing is that if you know how to do epidural, but you don't know the complications, or you don't know how to handle the troubleshooting, does it work? Tell me.
No, sir.
Okay. So more important is knowledge. If you know all the troubleshooting, I guarantee you will learn as well. Okay. During residency,
Okay.
I did not do much of regional anesthesia, but now I'm doing it. Why? Because I have the knowledge. Okay. So I will suggest you the same thing, that it's not a big rocket science. The more you will practice, if for example, if you don't have ultrasound machine in your hospital, or if you have one ultrasound machine which is captured by your supervisor, what will you do? How will you learn? Just tell me. But it doesn't mean that people, I will suggest who people who are living in Pakistan, they should invest in ultrasound machine. Even 2 or 3 friends can buy ultrasound machine together during the residency and use it. What else? Epidural, I guarantee you after a few years, epidural will be hardly used with the availability of the other blocks. Too much procedures can be done without epidural. If you ask me, I don't do epidurals now. Majority of cases, I don't need epidurals, because laparoscopic, for example, laparoscopic surgery, now there are not much open surgeries going on. So the indication for epidurals are now getting restricted as much as they are not being used as frequently in international forum. They are gradually decreased. I'm not saying that epidural is bad. So don't be afraid. Even if you don't know, you will be able to learn. Okay. And don't take my comments on epidural. People will kill me that you are saying use epidural. But these are practicalities. I don't use much of inhalational agents. This is my personal like or personal experience. Okay, so these are a totally different thing. Don't be afraid. Don't have self pity. Come out of this self pity. Okay, because if you are in
And,
self pity, you will lose even whatever you are able to do. You will not be able to do.
answer one more thing. I listen. I am not available in your last session, but I am very impressed the option you give us about the US Milli.
You can listen to
And
the recording. Okay, you will be able
yeah,
to.
sir, I listen and I even started plan to give the step 1 and step 2 during my residency. but my senior and other from where I am so starting my
So
training, they
listen, so I will interrupt you. Please recite Surah Falak and Surah Nas and put just blow on them. Okay, so
okay.
they don't distract you. Okay, well, in
Sir,
our
sir,
language,
sir, they said if you don't focus on your training,
yes,
then if you go distract from your training, you don't even complete your training, and you are in the air after few years. Don't even you are unable to pass the FCBS, and you are stuck between MLE and
yes,
I am just want
yes, I will clear
clarity.
this. I will clear this point that if you are able to study in a focused way, that, for example, if you are reading thyroid, you will only open the USMLE book of physiology and you will read the thyroid physiology. Okay. If you are
Okay.
reading thyroid anesthesia, you can read a number of things. Don't leave your anesthesia and start only USMLE. It's not my message. I'm just saying that integrate USMLE stuff in your studies. This will what it will do. It will clarify your concept. Like, for example, if you are reading pediatric anesthesia and if you spend some more hours and finish the pediatric book as well, will it harm you or will it benefit you?
Benefit you in
If
short.
you are reading cardiac CVS from that bloody Manhus Morgan, and now you are reading it from Kaplan, physiology, pharmacology, pathophysiology, and now you have clear concept about cardiac cycle and CVP. Will it make you fail in FCPS anesthesia?
No, sir, never.
You understand my point? You don't
Yes,
have
sir.
to and remember one thing: don't tell people here that you are doing USMLE. Okay, especially there
So
are
they
more
saw
people.
they saw the book in the OT, and then they asking the question.
No. Okay. Anyways, thanks a lot for your presence. If anyone has any question, they can ask me anytime. Okay. And Arsalan and other Arsalan has asked this question that this one like other subspecialty. So there are actually you will be getting the purpose is like that you will be telling them that I have been registered as a physician in your country, US, and I have finished my this degree, and now I want to learn more in obstetric anesthesia or cardiac anesthesia or regional anesthesia or pain or ICU or pediatric or thoracic. They have so many specialties. Okay. So it will be, I hope, Arsalan, the other Arsalan, I hope you get your answer. Okay. Okay. So inshallah, we will meet again soon. I will ask you, all of you, to please remember one thing. There is no shortcut to glory. This is my last message. There is no shortcut to glory. Don't try to find escape and don't try to run from the correct path and go sideways. Okay. And the last comment about the people who tell you that you will not be able to pass till the time you read Morgan. How many people I know, believe me, who started appearing in FCPS since 2010 when I was about to appear in my exam. I have seen people, God forbid, they are not able to pass up till now. There are so many people I know, okay? And so many people who fail. It's not the book, actually. It's not the source. It's the way you learn it, okay? I'm not saying that Morgan is wrong. I'm not saying that nothing is not written, but the problem is that it is very scattered. It's not summarized. It's not in a user-friendly way. You have to hurt yourself to get knowledge. So what's advantage? Just tell me. Okay. So that's anyways, thanks a lot for your presence, and inshallah we will meet again. Share the ideas, share the thing which you learned, and you are welcome to ask any question anytime. Okay, thank you very much. Bye bye. Yes.
Sir, just outline the books or course for SMLE step 1. So we may get, if we have some time, so we should start studying, or we should prepare our schedule.
Tariq, we will discuss this thing in our later discussion. But usually
Okay,
you can start your preparation by the subjects which you have read, like physiology, pharmacology, and actually
okay,
the
sir.
pattern of first aid is the one which you have to follow. Okay, first aid. There are so
Okay,
many
thank
people who have done USMLE with first aid and
okay,
UWords MCQs. Okay, so
okay, sir.
we will discuss inshallah about it as well. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, brothers and sisters. Thank you.